Nobody saw this coming. I mean, literally nobody. Everything we thought we knew about the power dynamics in Port Charles may have just changed overnight. This could be the biggest mistake of someone's life. And that someone is Josslyn Jax. We all thought Josslyn was sitting pretty. She just took down Ross Cullum in a brutal, high stakes confrontation on Spoon Island. She made a massive secret deal with WSB head Z to free Jason Morgan and Valentine Cassadine by pinning all of Cullum's dirty crimes on the deceased Cassius Faison. She felt untouchable. She felt like the absolute apex predator of the spy world. But right now, someone else is holding a ticking time bomb that could obliterate Josslyn's entire existence. And it is not a seasoned villain. It is not a mob boss. Guys, it is Emma Scorpio Drake. Let's trace this back and look at the domino effect that brought us to this terrifying moment. Josslyn has been living a highly dangerous double life as a secret WSB agent. As far as we know, only Carly, Jack Brennan, and obviously Z really know the full terrifying extent of her involvement. Carly has been losing her absolute mind, fighting tooth and nail, screaming in hospital corridors, trying to force Z to fire Josslyn. Carly wants her daughter far away from the WSB nightmare before she ends up in a body bag, just like so many others who danced with the Bureau. But Z is completely obsessed. He is mesmerized by Josslyn's lethal skills, her ability to take down Cullum while injured, and he smugly refuses to let her go. And Josslyn herself, she has zero intention of quitting. She loves the thrill. She loves the danger. But her arrogant refusal to walk away just triggered a catastrophic chain reaction. Because while Carly was busy fighting a losing battle against Z, and while Josslyn was busy patting herself on the back for outsmarting the WSB, Emma was watching. Emma was listening. And Emma finally figured out the truth. Emma now knows that Josslyn is an active, undercover WSB operative. If this information leaks to the wrong people, Josslyn's career is dead on arrival. Her enemies will multiply overnight. The target on her back will become massive. But wait, it gets infinitely worse. The WSB secret is absolute child's play compared to the second bombshell Emma is sitting on. Guys, this is where it gets incredibly messy and downright lethal. I am talking about a secret so dark it could put Josslyn behind bars in Pentonville for the rest of her natural life, locked away with the very criminals her family fights. Emma didn't just uncover a spy badge. She uncovered a body. By some twisted, brilliant stroke of fate, Emma has allegedly figured out that Josslyn is the one who killed Cyrus. Yes, you heard me right. The Cyrus murder. The ultimate cold case that has been haunting the shadows of Port Charles, frustrating the PCPD, and leaving a trail of unanswered questions. The fact that the golden child of the Spencer Carly clan is a cold-blooded killer is a reality-shattering revelation. Just think about the sheer gravity of this revelation. Cyrus was a monster, sure, but murder is murder in the eyes of the law. Josslyn's hands are covered in blood. For months, she has walked around Port Charles acting like the moral compass of the town, judging everyone else for their mob ties and criminal behavior, all while hiding the fact that she is a stone-cold killer. And now, Emma knows exactly where to look. Emma has the missing puzzle pieces that could reopen the Cyrus investigation and point the PCPD directly at Carly's precious daughter. And that changes everything. You would think Emma would march straight to the police station, right? You would think she would hand this explosive evidence over to Harrison Chase or Dante Falconeri and watch Josslyn get dragged away in handcuffs. But no, Emma is a Scorpio. She is a Drake. She has that legendary Devane blood running through her veins. She doesn't want standard justice. She wants ultimate leverage. Emma is holding two apocalyptic secrets, the WSB identity and the Cyrus murder. Either one could destroy Josslyn. Together, they make Josslyn her absolute puppet. If you ask me, this is the most brilliant and terrifying move we have seen from a younger character in years. Emma is not asking for hush money. She is not asking for deception shares or power in the mob. She is demanding compliance. This is not a friendly negotiation. It is a brutal ultimatum. Emma is looking at Josslyn, the hotshot WSB agent who thinks she is invincible, and saying, "You work for me now." Emma is issuing 2 impossible missions. If Josslyn fails, the secrets go public. Carly's worst nightmare comes true. Josslyn goes to a maximum security prison. The stakes have literally never been higher. What happened next? Maybe even worse. Emma's first demand is essentially a suicide mission. She wants Josslyn to find, rescue, and extract Anna Devane. Guys, we know exactly what kind of hell Anna is living in right now. Anna is locked away in a high-security mental health facility in France, surrounded by sterile white walls and heavily armed orderlies. She is losing her grip on reality. She is constantly hallucinating Peter August, seeing his sinister face in the shadows, hearing his taunting voice echoing in her room, and being led astray by her own deeply traumatized mind. Anna is desperately trying to manipulate her doctors to get out, pretending she is making progress, but she is trapped in a psychological prison. Emma doesn't care about the logistics. She doesn't care about international borders or medical facility security protocols. She wants her grandmother back in Port Charles, safe and sound. And she is forcing Josslyn to use all her secret WSB resources, all her lethal skills, to break Anna out. Josslyn has to go completely rogue. If Z finds out she is using WSB assets for a personal unsanctioned extraction mission, she is burned. If she fails, Emma burns her anyway. Josslyn is trapped in a lose-lose scenario of epic proportions. Let's just break down the sheer insanity of this first task. Josslyn has to bypass international security. She has to infiltrate a French medical fortress. She has to deal with a highly traumatized, hallucinating Anna Devane who might not even recognize her or trust her. Anna currently thinks everyone is an enemy. How is Josslyn, a rookie agent, despite her raw talent, supposed to handle a seasoned, paranoid super spy who is seeing ghosts? It is a recipe for absolute disaster. But Josslyn has no choice. The ghost of Cyrus is breathing down her neck, but that's not even the biggest surprise. Because even if Josslyn pulls off the miracle of the century, infiltrates the French clinic, and drags Anna Devane back to Port Charles, kicking and screaming, her massive debt to Emma is still not paid. The second demand is the real emotional gut punch. Emma wants her family completely whole. She wants her mother. Emma is demanding that Josslyn track down Robin Scorpio Drake and convince her to return to town for a grand family reunion. You heard me. Robin. Getting Robin back to Port Charles is like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. Why is this so incredibly dangerous and difficult? Because Robin has her own life, her own deep-seated secrets, and her own valid reasons for staying away from the chaos of Port Charles. Josslyn cannot just drag Robin back by physical force. She has to use psychological warfare. She has to manipulate, lie, and scheme to get Robin on a plane. And here's where things get messy. What happens if Robin finds out that Josslyn is blackmailing her daughter? Robin will destroy Josslyn herself. The Scorpio Drake Devane women are absolutely not to be trifled with. They are fiercely protective of each other. Josslyn is walking into a minefield blindfolded. She is trapped between a rock and a hard place, forced to manipulate one of the most beloved and fiercely guarded families in Port Charles history. Let's dive deep into Josslyn's shattered headspace for a second. Imagine the sheer suffocating panic she is feeling right now. She just survived Spoon Island. She just survived Ross Cullum's brutal attacks. She thought she was the apex predator in this dangerous game. She manipulated Z, the head of the WSB, into freeing Jason and Valentine. She felt like an absolute god among mortals. And then, out of nowhere, sweet, innocent Emma Scorpio Drake completely pulls the rug out from under her. Josslyn's massive ego is shattered into a million pieces. She is terrified. She knows Carly cannot save her from this nightmare. If Carly finds out about the Cyrus murder, it would completely break her heart and destroy their relationship. If Carly finds out Emma is blackmailing her, Carly might do something incredibly reckless, like going after Emma, which would instantly trigger the release of the secrets and get them all thrown in prison. Josslyn has to carry this heavy, suffocating burden entirely alone. And what about Emma? This is a massive, monumental turning point for her character. We are witnessing the birth of a true Port Charles mastermind. She is no longer just the worried, helpless granddaughter waiting for news. She is a tactical genius. She looked at the chaotic board, saw the most powerful, dangerous, and arrogant piece Josslyn, and figured out exactly how to control her. Emma is weaponizing Josslyn's darkest sins to save her own family. It is dark, it is twisted, and it is absolutely brilliant. Emma is proving to everyone that she is a true Devane. She is playing 4D chess while everyone else in Port Charles is barely playing checkers. She holds the keys to Josslyn's freedom, and she is not afraid to turn the lock if Josslyn disobeys. Emma has transformed from a bystander into the most dangerous puppet master in town, and nobody even realizes it yet. And then everything spiraled. Because the clock is aggressively ticking, Emma is not going to wait forever. Every single day that Anna suffers in that French facility, hallucinating Peter August, is a day Emma gets closer to leaking the Cyrus murder files to the PCPD. Every day Robin stays away is a day Josslyn's WSB cover gets closer to being blown wide open. Josslyn has to act incredibly fast. But she also has to maintain her perfect cover in Port Charles. She has to pretend everything is completely fine around Carly. She has to report to Z and pretend she is a loyal, dedicated agent, all while secretly planning an international rogue extraction mission and a psychological manipulation campaign against Robin. The stress is going to eat her alive. The walls are closing in on Josslyn Jax, and for the first time in her life, she cannot punch or shoot her way out of this problem. She is entirely at the mercy of Emma Scorpio Drake. We are looking at a collision course of epic proportions. Josslyn is being forced into the most dangerous, unsanctioned missions of her entire life, not for the WSB, not for her country, but for her own desperate survival. Will she actually be able to break Anna out of that French fortress? Can she possibly manipulate Robin into coming home without triggering a massive family war? Or will the immense pressure crack her, forcing her to make a fatal mistake? Emma holds all the cards, and Josslyn is completely out of time. One wrong move, and the truth about Cyrus comes out. One slip up, and her WSB career goes up in flames. A massive secret is about to be exposed. A dangerous plan is on the verge of collapsing, and someone is definitely going to pay the ultimate price.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.